paper, I'm a British Bangladeshi. I'm also a Muslim. Islam is actually probably the biggest part of my identity. As a kid, I was much more hardcore tomboy. You know, I didn't like to be in like girls' clothing. I was in tracksuits and trainers. But when I went to secondary school, obviously I was around girls who were a lot more in tune with their feminine self. Like around year 8, I think, you know, the whole mascara, kohl, you know, some blush, some lip gloss started to come into play, yeah. I do remember so many times being in like the girls' bathroom with my friends, watching them apply makeup. And I just used to stand there and think, why the hell are you doing this? Like, you look bad. Like, but then as I grew older and as I got introduced to like Superdrug and stuff like that, I realized, you know, actually there are some colors, and I think I've always been attracted to colors first and foremost. And I used to have a huge lipstick phase where, you know, whatever color, whatever shade it was, I'd want to get it so I could rock it. So that was like the beginning of the relationship where I noticed that makeup did make me feel different. It really popped off in like uni again, where I just kind of stopped giving a shit. Am I allowed to swear? It was a gradual build up. I obviously went through all of I used to watch so many beauty YouTubers. Nikki Tutorials was one of my OG favorites to consume this idea of beauty. I really liked the artistry in it, and I loved watching these like YouTubers like do all these like little cut creases and how they changed the entire structure of their shape. At that point I was just like, well, it's my face, and I will do with it what I like. And I think from that point is where I started to gain some traction, and people started to pay a bit more attention. But beauty has still and always will be for me. And if I can help some other people along the way realize that beauty doesn't mean shit, then I will happily do that. And it's been my sort of like extension of self, my extension of my style and my identity. My culture does not like my makeup though.
Okay, so
So my parents don't really like my makeup. They prefer that it stay within the confines of my room, of my house, because what I can do is quite exaggerated. I think I had like maybe dots on my eyes, which were like a different color, and I was meant to go to my nan's house, and I went there, and you know, my uncle was like, what the hell's on your face? Like, take that off. It's not, you look stupid. And I love blusher, by the way, and the more I can pack on, the better. I think the other day I went to my nan's house and I was wearing like this pink blusher and no eye makeup, no lip, it was just a bit of blush, and I came in and my granddad was like, you kind of look like a clown, like you've got a lot of blusher on today. You sort of realize that not all aspects of your life will ever always be encouraging of your identity, of who you're trying to be and trying to formulate yourself to be. I actually find it really difficult to clothe myself. There's a sort of obligation to dress modestly. I also am quite outrageous in my fashion choices and my styling choices. So it's really hard to find a good balance between the two, where I can personify myself with the clothes that I wear, but also stay true to how I want to represent myself with my faith. Something else I'm actually trying to do is decolonize my wardrobe. I know that sounds like a really like wokey statement, but I kind of struggled with my Bengali side of my identity, where I kind of really, I didn't care for it. I wanted to be as separated as I could from it, because I just didn't think that that was me, and I couldn't align myself with it basically. But after uni, you start to get this sort of like wider understanding of what your culture is and where your roots come from and how they define you. I love my South Asian attire, and there should be no reason why I can't bridge the gap between wearing a kameez in sort of like the Western world. It's colourful and bright if I want it to be, it's modest, and it's true to who I am.